Greetings, everyone. Rajee Narinesingh here, transgender activist, author, and actress. You may recognize me from that reality show Botched on the E! Network. So, I'm coming to you from my very humble home here in South Florida, the United States of America. And it is 2 days before Christmas, hence the Christmas tree. And you know I have to have a gold Christmas tree, honey. So, God, it's Christmas 2018 in 2 days. Wow. I mean, like, I have to, like, pinch myself sometime. Like, I probably, if someone asked me when I was little, like, oh, do you think you're going to make it to Christmas holiday or the holiday season 2018? I would have been like, what? Like, that was so like far away. Like I probably would have said no. I probably won't live to that, to that age or to that year. But anyway, I'm here. Wow, I'm here. Recently I started thinking about growing up and some of the things that I did like during the holidays. And I think a lot of us during this time of year reminisce about the past and different people in the past, that sort of thing. And I started to think about this situation that happened to me in high school. And over the years, I thought about it and I felt sorry about it. And I think a lot of you that are watching this video, you'll be able to relate to doing something that hurt somebody but you didn't mean to hurt the person, and then you weren't able to say sorry. And so, I guess I still have that with me. I think about this person from time to time. And I was like, recently I was thinking, if I had a chance to see him again and like say sorry, he'd probably be like, sorry for what? Like, what are you talking about? Because it's funny how like sometimes we hold on to things and the person like has moved on, like has really moved on and forgot about it. But anyway, the situation went like this. So I went to a performing arts high school in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, here in the USA. And actually, it was a magnet school. It was called Franklin Learning Center, the Franklin Learning Center. And for short, we called it FLC. Now, they had special schools like that. And if you were a student that excelled and, had something that stood out about you special, that was special about you, you often ended up going to like one of these special schools. And so you go through the recruitment process, and if you were fortunate enough, you'd be able to go to a magnet school instead of a neighborhood school. It was a big difference too, honey. Oh my Lord. If I didn't go to Franklin Learning Center and I wasn't able to get into any other magnet school, I would have been going to Martin Luther King Jr. High School up in Mount Airy, Philadelphia. And let me just say, they would have slaughtered me, okay? I would have been prey, honey. They would have slaughtered me. So thank God I made it to FLC. Anyway, and FLC was like very diverse and everything. And it had, because it was a magnet school, it had like different programs. There was a health sciences program, a performing arts program, a business program. They had a nursing aid program that you could be in high school and also go for nursing aid and get your certificate. They had English speaking for other languages, ESOL. And so there were a lot of students that came from other countries that were there and they were learning English. So I was in the health sciences program and the performing arts program. So it was kind of like a combination of both. I did biology, and there was a class called health sciences, but then I also took dance and drama and choir. So I've always had a way of being a mix of things. Let me stop. So anyway, There was this guy that was in the ESOL program, the English Speaking for Other Languages, and he was pretty feminine. He was very, well, no, not pretty. He was very flamboyant, okay? So I knew that he was gay, and who knows, maybe he ended up being trans. Because, honey, at that time I was identifying as a feminine gay boy and did not knowing that I was really trans. And I'm not going to tell you what year that was, but because you never ask a lady how old she is. But let's just say there weren't computers then, okay? So you couldn't go online and Google things and, like, what does it mean when you're a boy and you feel like a girl? Stuff like that. So anyway, I think he was from either Laos. Oh, please, the people from this country don't shoot me. And they'll be like, you're not saying our country correctly, the name of our country. Well, Laos, or either Vietnam or Thailand. But I'm pretty sure it's either Laos or Vietnam. So, anyway, we're changing classes one day. I am probably on the second floor, and I think I was on the third floor, and I was going to the second floor. He was coming up and going to the third floor. So we were in the stairwell. I was going down. He was coming up, and we were the only ones in the stairwell. Actually, I think I was late for class because there were no other kids in the hallway. Yeah, I probably was. But, so we walk past each other, and we say hello. So then he says, oh, excuse me. So I turn around, and he says, are you, and he uses this word that I don't recognize. So I'm like, what? So he's like, are you, like that. He does like this gesture with his hands and everything. So I said, oh, you mean gay? Now, remember, guys, I'm 14 years old in the 9th grade. I knew I was gay. Well, really, yeah. At that time, I was identifying as gay. So I knew I was gay, I was feminine, and I was gay. But I was scared to, like, be open about it and come out. And I mean, back then, there weren't any LGBT support groups in school or anything like that. So I told him, oh, no, I'm not. And he looks at me, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were gay. He was trying to say the word that I had just said to him to let him know what that meant, what being homosexual, what the word for homosexual was, the street word, or is. So anyway, so he says, oh, I thought you were, I'm sorry, but shh. In other words, like, don't say anything, don't tell anyone. So I said, okay. So at the time, I was friends with these two guys. One was Puerto Rican, one was African American. And this is 9th grade. This is like the beginning, probably around October-ish. So we're like a month and a half in of 9th grade. And these are the two guys that I just happen to be friends with. And so I went back and I told him what happened, but I didn't go back in like a malicious kind of way. I just went back saying, hey, guess what like happened to me in the stairwell? And so it wasn't like, like, hey, this guy's a faggot. None of that. It was just like, guess what happened to me? Oh, Lord, this cameras get all over the place. Lord, I tell you, anyone want to donate to the Rajee Fund? I could use a few things. Anyway, I'm trying my best, y'all. So, okay. So that same day, we're down in the subway going home from school. So we're on the platform going northbound, and, dear Lord, the guy walks down on the other platform across from us waiting for the southbound train. And they saw him, and I'm like, oh, don't say anything. And I saw them, like, one of them got up. I think the Puerto Rican got up, and I'm like, oh, dear Lord, they're going to say something. Oh. And sure enough, they both get up and they start calling him faggot and sissy and saying all these mean things to him. And, like, I saw his face. He just looked so crushed and, like, broken, and, like, felt like he was feeling betrayed by me. And I just was like, oh, God. And I kept saying, stop it. Stop it, guys. Don't do that. Honey, they were not stopping. So, I never got to apologize to him for that. And because, he stopped talking to me. He wouldn't even look at me. I remember a few days after, I tried to go up to him, and he just, like, kept walking. He wanted nothing to do with me. And I think he was only there till, like, the end of ninth grade. And then he ended up not coming back to that school. I don't know where he went, but I never was able to say sorry. And through the years, like, I thought about him and wondered, like, where he is and what have become of him, and who knows if he's even still here on the planet. But and the funny thing is, like I said, for all I know, like, he could probably be like, if I had the opportunity to see him, and let me tell you, I would run up to him and I would say sorry and give him a big hug. And he probably would look at me and say, sorry for what? And when I explained the scenario, he'd be like, really? I don't remember that. I mean, that's how people, are. Like, there's just certain things that, like, some people hold on to, and other people, they move on and they forget. But it's something that's bothered me through the years. And even if I had a name, I don't even know his name. Like, with all the social media, if I even had a name, I could probably try and look him up and find him. But I don't even have a name to search for him. I know that this situation taught me a very important lesson. Here I am, 14 years old in ninth grade, and I'm running back telling my friends at the time, because we weren't friends for much longer. I wasn't friends with those two guys for much longer. We kind of grew apart, okay? I think they were probably starting to see my femininity and couldn't handle it, and I didn't necessarily like, the way they acted in that situation. There were other things too. But, yeah, it's just, like, funny how some people hold on to things that other people let go. But for me, this is something that has just been with me. And that lesson, I think, was a very important one. And the lesson is that you don't always have to tell everything to everyone. Like, there's just some experiences that are just meant to be between you and the other person. And so that was a lesson I learned from that. But I tell you, I wish I could find this person and be able to say sorry, and I probably won't ever be able to. I'm trusting that God, universe, truly knows my heart, and that, that I'm truly sorry for that situation. I'm truly sorry that I hurt him. And I wish him well. And I send love and light to his spirit, wherever he may be in the universe. So this holiday season, I've just been reminiscing and thinking about different things. And this is one of the things that came back into my head. I'm like, oh, dear Lord, can I go back to ninth grade for like 5 minutes and take back the fact that I told those two guys what happened to me in the stairwell? Oh, Lord. But, life is a learning lesson. And I think that if we think about the different experiences that we've gone through in life, if you can learn from it, then it wasn't in vain. and there was something good that came out of it. So on that note, I'm wishing all of you love, peace, and blessings. Have a Merry Christmas, and may your 2019 be filled with an abundance of blessings. Love you all.